Welcome once again to the 2019 Chatham State College Athletic Hall of Fame. We're glad you're here and that you came to help honor the individuals being inducted tonight. It's a special time for all of them. With your presence here tonight to support them, it means even more. Each one of our inductees tonight was a special student athlete here at Chatham State. All of you should receive a program that mentions their accomplishments, and we'll let each one of the individuals come up here and talk a little bit about their memories and their experiences as a student athlete here at Chatham. And of course, we'll also invite them to introduce their families and friends who are here tonight. So, before we do have videos on everyone. They were produced for each one of those. So the way tonight will work, we will break open each inductee with a nice video. Then after that, the inductee will be invited to come up here and say a few words. We will then give them their plaque and their lifetime pass to our athletic events. And then we'll do the next one. When we're finally finished tonight, we'd like to have a class picture, basically. So everybody, if you could come up here, and Conn will take a picture of that. And I think he's got a couple other ones that he still needs to get pictures on. So if you'll remember to do all that. So that's what our evening's going to be like tonight. First of all, though, I'd like to start off by thanking some people. So number one would be the Hall of Fame Selection Committee. That committee goes through the painstaking process each year of selecting people, and it's a pretty involved group that gets involved with this. And I think they've done a really great job this year with all of you guys here. So the committee includes, I can introduce myself. Alex, how did I get to introduce myself? I'm Joel Smith, I'm the Director of Athletics. Alex Helmbrecht, who is the Director of College Relations and the former Sports Information Director here at CSC. And he's going to help me out with inductions too, with the trophies and stuff. Dr. Pat Colgate, the former CSC coach, AD, and chairman of the Division and Department of Health and Performance Exercise, right? Is that H&PE? Is that what the acronym stands for? Physical education, H&PE, and education. Okay, that's how they said it back then. But it had a lot of stuff to it, so. All right. Dr. Scott Ritson, the former CSC wrestling coach and current HPER department chair. John Axtell, the former voice of the Eagles and still one of the region's top radio newsmen. Randy Bauer, a local businessman and also a Hall of Famer who he still holds the Eagles single season interception record and has been on the Hall of Fame Selection Committee for a long time. Mr. Bob Zan, a lifelong Chatham resident, a CSC graduate, an all-state basketball player when he was in high school, and a steadfast CSC sports fan. And then some of our new members include Ron Grant, who also grew up here and lived in Dawes County all of his life. Played football for the Eagles and also was a great supporter of Chatham State and our athletic program. Caleb Sinner, who is currently been in his 5th year as our Sports Information Director. Karen Pope, oops, you're on the 2 pages, Karen. Isn't that amazing? The Director of Development and Alumni for the Chatham State Foundation. And last, and certainly not least, is Conn Marshall, and we would be here all night if I had to explain to you what Conn does for us. An enormous font of knowledge about Eagle athletics and Chatham State College in general, and he can even tell you what high school you went to, I'm pretty sure. And he has that down. So let's thank all of the committee members and give them a round of applause. I've got a couple other thank yous I'd like to do. Number one, I want to thank Alex. He put together the programs, wrote the script for tonight. Well, that's why you had me thanking myself, because you wrote the script. Okay, that makes sense. He put the videos together and all the writing for that. Alex has done a great job over there and has a great passion for our athletic program too, so it's nice to have somebody on the other side of campus that cares about what we're doing. Daniel Beekert put the video together and always does a really great job with that. It's his voice that you'll hear on the video. Dwayne Jimison is in the print shop and printed the programs. Sarah Dykes, who is our athletic accountant is the person who you made reservations with. She does all the business ends of things, and usually Sarah is here. Unfortunately, she had a death in her family, so she is gone. And Caitlin Adams, who is standing at the door there. Hi, Caitlin. She picked up for her tonight, so Caitlin, thank you very much. All of those people helped us put all this together. I also want to thank Lauren Kuhnel, who does the work on those panels for us for the Hall of Fame and puts your names up on there. So let's give all them a round of applause. Finally, I'd like to thank Dr. Amy Ryan, our president. He has been amazing in the support that he gives athletics here. And for those of you that came to the games today, got a chance to tour around our facilities. Without his support, those things wouldn't exist. He has been steadfast in helping us improve the facilities that we have, as well as give the athletic department the opportunity to be competitive in a very competitive conference. So I want to thank Randy a lot. I want to thank the folks here at Albions who did tonight's meal. We have a new meal provider this year, and they have done a spectacular job, and hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's dinner. Let's give them a round of applause. All right, I think I got my thank yous done, and I'm sure I probably missed somebody. But, let's go ahead and get started with the inductions in the 2019 Chapman State College Athletic Hall of Fame. Our first inductee this evening is CSC Hall of Famer Jason Barthel.
A native of Lingle, Wyoming, Jason Barthel was a 3-year starter and a 3-time All-Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference and 2-time Nebraska NCAA Division II selection at defensive tackle for the Eagles football team in the late 1990s and early 2000s. Barthel, who was named to the Chadron State College All-Century football team in 2014, possessed strength and quickness and owned the Eagles weight room records in the bench press and squat while he was at CSC. Barthel was named to the RMAX All-Conference first team as a sophomore and junior. Barthel led CSC's defensive team with 27 tackles and 8 more for a loss as a senior, and was named to the conference's second team. For his career, Barthel had 115 total tackles, 9 sacks, 34 tackles for loss, and blocked a kick. Barthel graduated in 2002 with a degree in marketing and recreation. He currently works at Wyoming Machinery Company as a professional development specialist. Barthel has continued to powerlift competitively and owns 14 Wyoming records. He and his wife, Sarah, also a CSC graduate, live in Casper, Wyoming. They have 2 daughters, Brian and Reagan. Jason Barthel, a 2019 inductee to the Chadron State College Athletic Hall of Fame.
Okay, well, thank you. For the other 6 inductees tonight, I have good news. Since I'm going first, it's only going to get better from here. So that's going to be really nice for you guys. A couple housekeeping items before I get started is the first thing I'd like to talk about, specifically with my daughters, Ryan and Reagan, is yes, I did have hair 17 years ago, and yes, it was a really bad haircut. So we'll get that through. Also, one other thing, they don't believe me that I could actually run. I don't ever run in front of them, remember? So this picture, thank you for putting that on the front cover. I really appreciate showing them that. So, very good. So I'm really honored and humbled to be here with you all tonight and to be inducted into the Chadron State Hall of Fame. I remember when I first came on my recruiting trip out of high school from Lingle. And Lingle was a really small, rural town of about 450 people, and our high school was very small. So I came here, and I was really impressed, not with so much the, they went to some different colleges, but what really impressed me was the players I met, the coaches, and just the atmosphere. And I remember walking into Armstrong Hall, and I looked around and just seen, for example, the names on the Hall of Fame, and I said, man, one day I want to come to Chadron State. This is where I want to go. And I want to be great like those men and women up there on that Hall of Fame. I want to be a great player. And today, as I stand before you as an inductee of the Hall of Fame, I don't consider myself to be great. What I consider myself to be is or with greatness is opportunities. And I've been blessed with a lot of opportunities in my life. The opportunity for Shattered State to take a chance on a small, undersized, probably at the time, defensive tackle from a small school in Wyoming. The opportunity to play with such great players at Shattered State College. One of the players, you've probably heard this name before, Casey Behrens, one of the many great players at Shattered State, once told me, and it's so true today, is you're as good as the people that you play around. And I was really blessed to play around such great players and such men of character, guys that you still see today, and you give them the shirt off your back, or they do the same. And seeing some of those folks in here tonight, Cory, Jeff, Jay and I, do you guys still do the one-on-one drills?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Jay and I would, when we played together, that's one of the things we do in every practice. And I think my ears are still ringing from some of the collisions that we had. If we had some good ones. Had the opportunity to get an education. You know, football taught me a lot of things through life. And one was the value of hard work. And if I didn't have that opportunity to play football, I would probably say that I'd struggled to get a college education. So I was blessed to have that and the opportunity to get an education at Shattered State College. The opportunity to also have a very supportive family that would travel to all my games. I think about my grandpa Jerry and my dad. I think between the two of you and my family as a whole, you probably missed one or two games. And I always wondered, I was like, out of those two, who was probably the bigger Shattered State super fan for football? Because my grandpa would always be there with his van, parked pre-game, ready to go the night before. We always knew we pulled into the right hotel. And my dad was always at the games too. But then I knew my dad pulled away from that reward when one time my friend who was helping my parents remodel their house, called me and said, "Hey, your dad just printed off every profile pic of the starting offense and defense and has them lined up in formation on the table. And I think they're going to play a game here in a little bit." So at that point I knew he was a super fan. The opportunity also to have met my wife, Sarah. Many of you may have known her. Sarah played volleyball here at Shattered State College. And I think the first time we ever met was in an ice whirlpool, getting treatment during fall camp. And we had many more encounters, but the opportunity to have that was really special because we've shared 17 years now together and have two wonderful children, Ryan and Reagan. We're very blessed to that. And also the opportunity to have a very supportive father that introduced me to the game of football. He's taught me more about football than he probably ever knows, as well as life, and the value of hard work and just working hard through football and those experiences. And that I really appreciate. So I wanted to share something with everyone real quick. And it's I got the email about what they said to come up and talk about a few things. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm sitting on my couch Thursday afternoon, and my youngest daughter, Reagan, she's 8 years old, and she comes up and says, "Hey, are we putting on those mud masks tonight? Because anyone that's a father of a daughter, you have to do mud masks or things like that, facials." So I was like, well, I gotta think of some things to say for this Hall of Fame induction. She's like, "Don't worry, Dad, I'm gonna write this for you." So she actually did write me a speech. So I'm gonna share that with you tonight. So it says, "Thank you. I've tried to work hard for this and my kids, and I work hard so I can watch them and coach their sports. They play so hard for me, and I want to work hard for them." And kids have such a wonderful way of putting things into perspective. And that was such a simple way for me to understand those. Greatness comes in those opportunities and what we choose to do with those opportunities in life. And so I'm just so appreciative and thank you for this opportunity tonight. Thank you and God bless. And before I go, I know I have to introduce my family, so I'm going to introduce my wife and kids. That's Sarah, Ryan, and Reagan. My in-laws are Sarah's folks, Doug and Tracy Dietrich. And then my grandma, Glenda, right there. My brother-in-law and sister, Jamie and Jason Cowell, with their children. Garrett and Aubrey, and then my sister Michelle and Billy, brother-in-law Billy, and Dylan, my niece, and then my parents Ron and Amanda Barthel. So thank you for being here with me tonight.
Our next CSC Hall of Famer is Cory Hegwer.
Cory Hegwer was another of the Eagles' defensive mainstays in the early 2000s. He saw limited time as a freshman, but burst onto the scene as a sophomore when he had 27 tackles, including 9 for a loss and 3 sacks. As a junior and senior, he was named to the RMAC's All-Conference First Team and the Nebraska Division II First Team. Hegwer, a native of Colorado Springs, had 19 tackles as a junior and 28 as a senior, but he was a big part of the CSC defense that led the conference in both scoring defense and yards per game. In addition to his defensive duties, Hegwer scored 4 touchdowns for the Eagles as a fullback. He graduated from CSC in 2002 with a degree in criminal justice. Hegwer, who now lives in Westminster, has worked for the Denver Police Department since 2005, and in 2016 he was promoted to detective. He and his wife Anna, who attended CSC, have 2 sons, Griffin and Carter, and 1 daughter, Chloe. Cory Hegwer, a 2019 inductee to the Chadron State College Athletic Hall of Fame.
All right, Cory, you want to come up and tell us a little bit about your experience? You can give an applause.
Well, I don't know if I can follow up Jason with that. He did a great job with his speech. But first of all, I just wanted to thank the selection committee for choosing me to be in this Hall of Fame. It's a great honor. So, a little bit of my experience at Chadron. Kind of, what's funny, what brought me here was, I don't know, like a lot of other kids, I wanted to go to Division I school and kind of thought that's what my path in football was going to be. That didn't quite pan out, but as it would have it, was my high school coach. He is also a member of the Hall of Fame here at Chadron, Paul Colgate. And his son, who's a year younger than me, was my best friend at the time. And he was always set to come to Chadron. And so as some recruiting went on, Todd Auer, the coach, defensive coach at that time, came to my school and visited me. And Coach Colgate sat down with me and we talked about things and said, you know, Cory, you can go to Division I school, you can walk on, you can do lots of different things, but if you go to a school like Chadron, you can, instead of being a small fish in a big pond, you can be a big fish in a little pond. And I thought that made a lot of sense. Came up on a recruiting trip up here and fell in love with this town and the school and the people. And like Jason said, the teammates that are here were fantastic. And opportunity was a big thing. I got to play with a lot of great players that played this game here. Funny too, so I was recruited actually. I don't know if you remember this, Conn, or not. I was actually recruited to come up here and play as a fullback. I came up here as a freshman in camp, got into camp, and I was weighing about 255 at the time, and it was pretty fast for my size. But during camp, we found out I had a problem. I had stone hands. I couldn't catch the football to save my life. So the end of camp came up, and Coach Auer set me down in his office and said, all right, Cory, we got to make a decision here. You can, you can't play fullback, so we're going to move you. You can either play O-line or E-line. And I know a lot of people remember Coach O'Boyle. He was the offensive coordinator at that time. And that guy scared the living daylights out of me. So I said, Coach, I'll take defensive line. It was obviously the right choice. But luckily enough, like they said in the video there, I got to run the football a little bit and scored a couple of touchdowns. And that was great. But yeah, being at school here and meeting wonderful people, like I said in the video too, I met my wife Anna here, and had a great opportunity, and I thank everyone for that. And so I can't keep it a lot shorter than Jason, so I'll introduce my family real quick. So my wife Anna, and my daughter Chloe, and my son Griffin and Carter, and my dad Bruce Hegwer, my in-laws Pete and Dixie Fagerlund, and my mom Debbie, and stepdad Ford Williams. And they too, they traveled all over the Rocky Mountain region watching my games, and I can't thank you guys enough for all the support that you gave me over the years and even to this day. So thank you all, I appreciate it, it's a great honor.
Our next inductee is Shelly Fenton. Shelly?
Shelly Fenton helped guide the Chadron State College volleyball team to 49 victories in 4 years, and in the process became one of the most decorated volleyball players in the college's history. As a freshman, she saw a lot of action in the back row and accumulated 361 digs and served 25 aces. Fenton took over as the Eagles' starting setter as a sophomore and played that position every match the remainder of her career, but often not in a conventional manner. She finished the 2002 season with the RMAC's best hitting percentage, .369 on 196 kills. In 2003, she handed out 10.09 assists per set and had 214 kills while hitting .203. She was selected as the RMAC's first team setter and also got the first team nod from the World Herald when it selected its Division II All-Nebraska team. She had another solid season as a senior, averaging 9.61 set assists and had 309 digs. She was named second team All-Conference and honorable mention All-Nebraska. Fenton, who played alongside her identical twin sister Kelly all 4 years at CSC, finished her career with 3,247 set assists, 1,244 digs, 72 aces, and 733 kills, many more than most setters accumulate. After graduating from CSC with a major in business administration in 2005, Fenton became involved in television and digital advertising. She has worked her way up to a senior account executive position and is now a digital marketing consultant. Continuing her passion for volleyball, she has coached middle school volleyball 16 years. She and her husband Rob are expecting their first child. Shelly Fenton, a 2019 inductee to the Chadron State College Athletic Hall of Fame.
What a pleasant surprise and special honor to be one of the few female, well, the only female up here this evening, so thank you very much. Gosh, Chadron State College, truly a blessing in my life. Someplace I didn't actually think I'd be coming. For me, it was coming from Denver to this small town of Chadron, and I was like, what did I get myself into? So it was really cool though, because as an athlete here, they make you feel super special, and everyone, the school's like a family. They treat you with a big heart, with nothing but love and respect. And that was something that just all the athletes here we kind of felt and greatly appreciated. So, you know, with the volleyball games being broadcast on radio, you really felt like a celebrity, and that's not something you really experienced in Denver. So it was truly a blessing to be able to come up here to Chadron and experience that small town family feel. And in addition to that, really the lifelong friends that you kind of created on this team. I mean, some of the girls I still keep in touch with, and they are the best-hearted, most wonderful women in my life, and that's something really special that Chadron brought into my life. So very grateful for the opportunities that Chadron gave me, and truly the life lessons that it just brought into my life. So very humbled, very excited. Thank you very much. I would like to thank my wonderful family who's here, who, like most of you guys, has traveled all over Denver, came up to many of the games, were my support, helped make volleyball the wonderful experience that it was, and everything that sports brings to your life. So let's see. Let's start with my husband Rob, and then my parents, Bill and Maureen, my twin sister Kelly, and her husband LD with the baby in the back. And then my younger sister Shannon and her husband Jared, and then my Aunt Joanne, Uncle Tony, and my cousin Allison, who made the trip up here plenty of times. And it was really exciting to come back here for a little weekend adventure just like the old days. So thank you so much, appreciate it.
Our next inductee is Curt LaDuke, and unfortunately Curt was unable to attend this evening, but let's take an opportunity to look back at the history and his career here at CSC.
Curt LaDuke wrapped up his collegiate rodeo career in style by winning the all-around cowboy title in the Central Rocky Mountain region and placing 5th at calf roping at the College National Finals Rodeo in Casper in 2003. He remains the only Chadron State cowboy to ever win the regional all-around honors. During his first full year at CSC in 2001-2002, LaDuke made the finals in one of his 3 events, calf roping, steer wrestling, and team roping 11 times, and qualified for both the 3-region shootout in Bozeman, Montana, and the College National Finals in Casper in both calf roping and team roping. He and his partner, Gavin Flint of Eastern Wyoming College, placed 3rd in the 3rd go-round of team roping at Casper. LaDuke was even better as a senior in 2002-2003. He again made it to the finals at the regular season rodeos 11 times and finished 2nd in team roping, 3rd in calf roping, and 5th in steer wrestling in the final Central Rocky Mountain region standings. At the College National Finals, LaDuke caught all 4 of his calves and took 5th in the final standings. After graduating from CSC in 2004, LaDuke continued to compete at pro rodeos and was the all-around cowboy at the Red Bluffs Rodeo in California. LaDuke is now managing a ranch in the Buffalo, Wyoming area. He and his wife Kristen have a son, Sam. Curt LaDuke, 2019 inductee to the Chadron State College Athletic Hall of Fame.
Our next inductee is CSC Hall of Famer Travis Peak.
Travis Peak ended his wrestling career in style with his All-American finish at the 2004 National Tournament. Peak's senior season was the highlight of a great career with the Eagles. He went 32-12 in 2004 and had a career record of 80-44. Peak also redshirted as a freshman at 149 pounds in 2000-2001 and went 15-8. He competed at 149 as a sophomore and went 18-17. As a junior, he moved up to 157 and went 30-16, earned the Eagles' Most Improved Wrestler Award, and qualified for the national tournament by going 3-2 and placing 4th at the West Regional Tourney. He was 1-2 in nationals. 7 of his losses that year were to national place winners. As a senior in 2003-2004, Peak was again selected the Most Improved and voted the Most Valuable Team Member. He was 1st at the Kearney Open, 2nd at the Fort Hays State Open, won all 4 of his matches at the Midwest Classic, and went 3-1 at the West Regional Tourney to place 3rd. At Nationals, he won his first 2 matches before finishing in 6th place. Peak was a 2-time all-academic wrestler and graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree and had a 3.39 GPA. He's won numerous awards for his art and teaches the subject at Kelly Walsh High School in Casper, Wyoming. He has earned coaching accolades as well and led Kelly Walsh to its first Class 4A Wyoming State Wrestling Tournament Championship last year. He and his wife Sarah have 3 children, Rowan, Remy, and Ryder. Travis Peak, a 2019 inductee to the Chadron State College Athletic Hall of Fame.
Travis.
I'd just like to say thank you to the committee as well. Actually, I have absolutely nothing prepared to say to you guys tonight. So I guess I'll kind of start off with how I got here, but I came from Douglas, Wyoming. Not really a highly recruited athlete coming out of high school. I just knew that the morning after I woke up being done with high school wrestling, I had to go somewhere. Went to Western Wyoming for a year and junior college. If any of you have ever been to Rock Springs, you'll understand why I left. So I came to Chadron and showed up on Coach Ritson's, his doorstep, waited for him for about an hour in front of his office, and just said, "Hey, can I wrestle?" And he said, "Yeah." We started practicing a week or so, and it kind of went from there. So, got beat up a lot, and Had some good wrestlers in front of me, a couple of All-Americans, and they beat me up like daily, and I got better and better and better, and then finally I was actually good enough to place one year. So Shattern was a great place, and I loved coming back so much that I came back 5 years after my junior college year, so 6 years of undergraduate. And then I think we need to check, but I think I have to have some sort of undergraduate record for most credits without graduating, actually. But after I graduated, I came back, was able to coach with Coach Whizzing and got my master's degree. And like I said, I love Shattern. I love the community. I love the small town thing, the small school, the closeness. That picture up there of Jeff and I with the other 3 seniors that we had on our team. You know, we all speak almost weekly. Very good friends, and that was the way our team was. I mean, if you were going to make it with those guys, you just had to. We did everything together. We worked out together. We did things in the summer together, and we all got better together, and we all were successful together. So I was lucky to have them. I'm not sure what else to say. I'm very thankful. This was a nice surprise. When I walked up to Coach Ricken's office that day, I never would have guessed, 15 years later that I would be here. So pretty cool. And I stuck around so long that I actually met my wife here, who's much younger than me. She's a Shattern girl. My wife, Sarah. And you saw our 3 kids if you were at the game today. We didn't bring them because they're a little rowdy. They're 5, 4, and 3. And Rowan, Remy, and Ryder, they couldn't be here tonight. So I just want to thank everybody, and I'm very honored to be here. So thanks.
Our next inductee is Jeff Rusher. Jeff?
Jeff Rusher was a standout in both football and wrestling at Shattern State. He began his football career as an ace on special teams and became a starting middle linebacker the next 3 years. While the wrestling season was always underway before he joined that team, Rusher, a native of Ray, Colorado, excelled in that sport and was a 2-time All-American. He was 18 and 15 as a freshman, 19 and 12 as a sophomore, 23 and 3 as a junior, and 22 and 5 as a senior, for a career record of 82 and 35. As a junior, he was a West Regional champion and placed 3rd at 197 pounds at the national tournament. As a senior, he finished 6th. Rusher finished his CSC football career with 203 tackles, including 144 that were unassisted and 17.5 tackles for losses. Rusher and his wife, Shauna, a 2005 CSC graduate, live in Imperial, Nebraska. They have 3 children, Riley, Haley, and Edward. Rusher owns a landscaping business and coaches wrestling at Chase County High School. Jeff Rusher, a 2019 inductee to the Shattern State College Athletic Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'd like to start just thanking the committee, everyone that, I guess you're being nominated and inducted for this. It was a shock as well, especially, doing 2 sports. That was, I don't know, I feel like there was a lot better football players than me to get inducted into football for sure, but yeah, I was on some great teams. I'd like to start out thanking my family though, introducing them. My parents, Ed and Judy, my wife Shauna, my kids, here, Riley, Haley, and Eddie, and my sister Amy, brother-in-law Mike, and their kids Grace, Emma, and Ethan. My parents, I'd really like to thank them, just all the support they gave me. I mean, my dad, especially just sharing the love he has for sports, especially wrestling with me, really got me to where, into college, and just all the time, miles, money those guys spent means, a lot to me. I'm very thankful for that. Also, my sister, she was a big inspiration. She was the stud athlete as we were growing up, and I struggled when I was younger and really looked up to her, but she inspired me quite a bit also. Yeah, then coming here to Chadron, I guess, I knew I wanted to do 2 sports. This is one of the places that would let me do 2. And it was kind of a tough deal, but I'm glad I, chose to do 2 sports. I'd like to thank Coach Howard just for recruiting me and, believing in me there. And he had a lot of love for the game there that he really shared with me too. Yeah, football, these 2 guys, man, as being a young guy starting out playing behind these 2 studs, they made it very easy. A lot of those tackles were definitely due to those guys. So, and I really did feel it physically too when they left. There was a big difference. Yeah, then in wrestling, just kind of like Pete said, the camaraderie we have, all those friendships and memories and that stuff is great. We still talk all the time. Some memories here at Chadron, I loved it. Loved it here. Never forget some of those guys, especially doing 2 sports, you really got 2 big families of people. And remember, seeing the wrestlers painted up, running up and down the sidelines, chanting and that stuff, that was great times. One of my best memories is, meeting Shauna, my wife. First time, we met, she didn't run away fast enough, I guess. She did tell me a fake name though, and it took a while later to the cat before I met her again, and then, it worked out after that. But thank you.
I forgot also, Dr. Ritson wanted me to let you guys know that he couldn't be here. He's actually watching Joe Russell over on this western slope. But I have a little letter of both of you. I'll make sure that I get that to you. So, our final inductee tonight is CSC Hall of Famer Jeremy Wissing. Jeremy.
Jeremy Wissing, a native of Grand Island, Nebraska, and a 4-year starter for the Chadron State College men's basketball team, had a stellar career for the Eagles. He scored 1,532 points, tying him for 6th on the Chadron State career list. He is the all-time leader for career 3-pointers with 245, while shooting 37.9% from behind the arc. He was the Eagles' 2nd leading scorer as a freshman, and led them in scoring each of the final 3 seasons. Wissing, who played at CSC with his twin brother Jay, was tabbed the RMAX Freshman of the Year in 2000-2001 after averaging 13.2 points per game and sinking a career-high 43% of his 3-point shots. He was placed on the RMAC East's 2nd team as both a sophomore, when he averaged a career-high 16.1 points, and a junior. He was honorable mention his final season and was also named to the conference's all-academic team 3 years. For his career, he averaged 14.6 points per game and hauled in 4.1 rebounds. His career shooting percentage was 43.4. Wissing owns a roofing business in Durango, Colorado. He and his wife Lily have 2 sons, Pierce and Rylan. Jeremy Wissing, a 2019 inductee to the Chadron State College Athletic Hall of Fame. Jeremy.
Well, bear with me on the last one, okay? Thank you to the committee. As everybody, all the nominees and inductees that have said, very, very surprising to get a phone call from Conn Marshall to find out you're still working here. I'll say that. No, in all seriousness, just watching that video takes me back 15 years. I haven't made it back very often, but today was truly special. You guys made us, I'm sure the other nominees can agreed with me that it was a very special opportunity to come back and see everybody again. Your facilities, by the way, fantastic. Where was that when we were there? As everybody else has thanked their family, I'm sure you all know that none of this would have been possible without our families. My family in particular, just like you, Shelly, I had a twin brother. He couldn't make it tonight, but I would not have been at Shattern without Jay, is his name. And I definitely would have been at Shattern without my dad, Jerry, and my mom, Susan. And when I was a sophomore in college, right afterwards, she died. And it changed my life forever. So I kind of grew up as a man at Shattern, and the things that I learned here to deal with life have stuck with me for the last 15 years. You saw that wristband on my wrist. That was for my mom. And junior year, sophomore year to junior year was a rough transition for me. But I'm getting a little emotional, so I apologize. I didn't plan any of this. I'm going to tell you a little story. Dan Beebe was my coach, and everybody knows Don Beebe. So you hear the name Beebe, and you're like, oh my gosh, his brother played football, and oh my God, I got to go see him. I got to go to school. This guy would come to my high school tennis meets in Omaha, Nebraska, and I'm going, what are you doing here, man? And so he recruited us, but my dad brought us to a basketball camp here because my high school coach couldn't do it, and just let us do whatever we wanted to do. And I remember that dad, we scored 100 points every game, and he offered us a scholarship on the spot, both of us. And looking back on that, I never would have even come out to Shattern for any reason. Not that it isn't a great school, but Nebraska Kearney was about 30 minutes from me, and they really wanted me to go there, and I was a rebel. So I said, no, I'm going to go to Shattern, we're going to beat you. Well, they won the national championship, and we're in the Final Four 3 times, but as everybody else has said, I met some great people, great friends. A couple of them are here with me tonight. I don't know, basketball, all sports, all of us have played sports, and it forms us who we are as adults. I've got a 6- and 4-year-old boys, both, and they aren't here tonight. Probably better for all of you. But these boys, they didn't know anything about my athletic career. So when they found out about this, they said, Dad, you played basketball? And so this will be cool for them to understand that I actually played one day. But to watch them, it reminds me of how much athletics helped me grow as a man. And I really look forward to them growing as young men as well. I hope, I never would have imagined that there was a Hall of Fame induction involved in this whole thing. But to all of you, one more time, thank you so much. I'm going to introduce my family. First and foremost, my dad, Jerry, if you've never missed a game, anything. My mother, Susan, who can't be here. My wife, Lily, who is my rock now. My stepmom, Ellen, who, thank you very much for your support. 2 of my best friends in the world, Dan and Anthony. My brother Jay couldn't be here, and he'll never live that down. But he had some surgery, so he couldn't be here. Thank you guys very much for a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, and go Shattern.
Right. I should have moved that up for you, I'm sorry. I always think about that. But, on behalf of Shattern State College and CSC Athletics, I want to thank everyone who joined us this evening. I think it was a wonderful evening. As it often does with these kind of things, and I've seen a lot of them over the years, the memories of the people that you meet, the road trips that you take, those seem to be the things that people talk about. And I think that's really exciting. Nobody mentioned the score or how many points they scored at some place or how high they jumped. They talk about the people that they met here. And I think that's what the most special thing about every athletic Hall of Fame, but specifically to Shattern, there is a tie here to the people and to the college that's very heartwarming, and you guys are all represented in that. And so we thank you very much for being here. Reminder that we want to take a class picture, so all of you come up here and Conn will get you there, and Conn, you can get who else you need to take pictures of, right? Okay. And with that being said, I'll turn you loose tonight. Please drive home safely. I don't think it's raining outside, or it doesn't look like it's snowing outside either, which I was worried about. So, but thank you very much for being here. All right, thanks.